Hey, Eagle fans! Your Statesboro Walmart is your one-stop shop for all your Georgia Southern football and game day needs. Pick up your GSU sports gear here. We have t-shirts, hats, tote bags, koozies, stadium bleacher seats, car spirit flags, wall pennants, beads, and more right here at the best prices in town. Also, don't forget we can handle all of your tailgating needs with our great food trays, baked goods, and fresh, high-quality meat, seafood, and chicken.
Walmart. Save money. Live better. Walmart.
On this week's show, National Signing Day, we'll check in with head football coach Willie Fritz on this year's class, and we'll also take a look at some highlights from Georgia Southern men's and women's basketball doubleheaders from this week. All that and more as we welcome you inside the Eagles Nest. And welcome inside the Eagles Nest. I'm your host, Josh Aubrey, being joined once again by Mike Anthony, the sports editor, Georgia Southern beat writer for the Statesboro Herald, as well as still doing high school for the next couple of weeks. Mike, signing day is come and gone now. Georgia Southern looks like they've got a pretty good class. Of course, we all know how Irk Russell said all these guys come highly recommended. The big test is going to be in a couple years when you see how they do, what kind of an impact they have. But on paper, looks like a pretty strong class for the Eagles. Kind of heavy in the secondary. Got a few skill position guys as well that a lot of people are talking about. And I guess the biggest thing it looks like right now is Georgia Southern is battling it out with Nebraska's and Georgia's, where in the past there wasn't much of a battle.
Right. In previous years, you'd have the battles with App State and Furman, and maybe once in a while, if a bigger FBS team got a little bit too full, had to drop a kid, they would come looking to Georgia Southern. Now they're right in the thick of the battle. They're winning some of those battles. If you get on various scouting sites or recruiting sites, you'll see Georgia Southern's logo right up there with Big 10, Big 12, even some SEC schools. And they're not only competing, they're winning some of those battles. Also taking care of some needs in the process. A lot of defensive backs coming in this year's class. Offensive line you knew was going to be key. So many seniors from last year's team now gone. A few redshirts from last year's class will be moving up, but bolstering that with some more signings this year, as well as a couple of transfers, one from a JUCO, one from the disbanded UAB program, but a lot of new faces. It's going to be a busy time in the spring trying to figure out who can fit where, but overall, the Eagles have to be pretty pleased with themselves in their first real full go-round in FBS recruiting.
I guess a couple things kind of stand out. Once again, haven't recruited a lot of quarterbacks, only one as of the time we went to tape here. Not a lot of skill position guys as far as the backfield goes. Did get a couple of receivers, and as we mentioned, a lot of defensive backs, including a receiver 6'6". I don't think that's happened here before.
No, you don't often see too much size on the outside with Georgia Southern. Usually the size is more in heft because you needed them to block in that triple option scheme. Obviously, the Eagles still very good at running that triple option, leading the nation last year, but I think that they do want to be able to throw the ball a little bit more. The best way to do that is to go and get some height. They've got a 6'4" tight end coming in, a 6'6" receiver, another tall receiver from last year's class, redshirted. So you'll start to see, if you have those front row seats next year, it might be a little bit tougher to see down the line when they line up just straight down there and might not be able to see the ball anymore.
All right, well, we had a chance to talk with head coach Willie Fritz about this year's signing class. Here's what he had to say.
Really excited about the class we signed. We think we got some great players. I think we did a very good job with our also recruiting guys that are good students. Got quite a few guys that are eligible for the Hope Scholarship here in the state of Georgia, so we're excited about that. We got 22 signees, and out of those 22 guys, I think 14 of them are from the state of Georgia. 6 of them are from Florida, 1 from South Carolina, and one young man that we got in his semester was from California. Last year, I really only met the kids basically on the visit when they came in. This year, we had the whole year to really go out and recruit, get in the schools and contact the kids. A bunch of these guys, they came on the official visit, but they also came on unofficial visits to campus. They came to some of our one-day camps, which we had throughout the state of Georgia. They came to a bunch of ball games. Some of these guys were 3 or 4 of our home football games. they'd even sneak into some of our away games and, really coming to look at Georgia Southern, but they'd come to some of the away games that we played. So we had a lot more contact with these guys. I think our exposure on TV, 6 nationally televised games, and all of our games you could watch on ESPN3, but 6 of the games were nationally televised, really helped our brand here at Georgia Southern. Obviously, our facilities helped us. Last year we didn't have these facilities. It was still in progress, and the guys being able to see these facilities when they came on visits or coming to games, I think helped us dramatically as well. Very excited about it and feel good about these guys, and not only are they going to be very good football players for us, but I think they can be outstanding students. And one of the things I talk to my guys about is recruiting guys with character, and we really did a good job of background checking these guys and making sure they're guys that we're going to be proud of, not only in the classroom and on the field, but off the field. I think we signed a class of Division I football players, and if we're going to achieve the goals that we have around here, being a top 25 football program, we've got to sign those kind of guys. And we've got a good base of guys coming back. And I think this is a class that can help propel us in the future to where we want to go to.
With more than 100 years of experience under one roof, Complete Car Care on 207 Northside Drive can do it all for your car or truck, gas or diesel, even hybrids, motors, tune-ups, front end, air conditioning, transmissions, electrical. Complete Car Care does it all. When others say no, Complete Car Care says yes. Come see what Michael and his team can do for you at Complete Car Care, 207 Northside Drive.
Well, Mike, typically when signing day comes, basketball takes a back seat as far as the Georgia Southern Eagles go. But this year, it may not be as far back as in the past. It's a little bit closer to disparity between the interest in what is going on with men's basketball right now and in Georgia Southern football recruiting. The Eagles coming into this week in first place in the Sun Belt standings. Big game Thursday night with Georgia State, but also a couple big wins in their first couple games of their 5-game homestand.
Well, it's been easy to see the last few games at Hanner Fieldhouse. This city, this university has definitely caught Eagle basketball fever. You're getting some full houses again. Hanner's starting to be loud like it was back when they were winning SoCon South Division titles. Now, just like the football team, right in the hunt for the Sun Belt title in their first season. I think that early on you might have been able to say it was a fluke, pulling some upsets. Now we're halfway through the conference schedule. The Eagles still on top. They're going to get their biggest test probably of the season so far on Thursday, though. Georgia State coming in, you'll be able to see the 3 top scorers in all of the Sun Belt in Ryan Harrow and R.J. Hunter for Georgia State, and right behind them, Jelani Hewitt. It's going to be a backcourt battle. These are 3 guys that probably could be playing, and Coach Byington will tell you they'd be a good backcourt in the SEC or ACC, not just the Sun Belt. So there should be some fireworks, and if the Eagles can pull this one out, not quite in the driver's seat yet, but they're definitely inching a little bit more forward in the car.
All right, once again, a packed house at Hanner Fieldhouse, a white out there as well. Let's get out and see some of the highlights. The first of 2 at Hanner Fieldhouse, Georgia Southern hosting Georgia State. Ladies first, and Georgia Southern in trouble. Haley Jaron with the putback. Panthers by 16. The Eagles try and mount a rally. Patrice Butler manages to throw this one in off the glass. Later, Alexis Folks gets the friendly bounce. Then Butler with the long 2. She'd finish with 15 points and 11 rebounds, but Georgia State just too much. Makiba Ponder able to hit on the pull-up jumper. She'd have 20 points. And finally, it's Kayla Nolan driving, stopping, and popping as the Panthers rout the Eagles 82-54. A whiteout in effect in a sold-out Hanner Fieldhouse. The Eagles looking for a similar outcome as the whiteout they had in Atlanta for the Georgia State football game. The Eagles come out ice cold, though, shooting a mere 26% from the field and an even worse 16% from behind the arc on 2 of 12 shooting. But unlike games in previous years, the defense keeping them in the game. 8 steals, 7 blocked shots. The offense doing enough to keep them in. Eric Ferguson, the layup. R.J. Hunter answering on the other end. Later, Curtis Diamond drives in for the layup. Angel Matias makes it a 5-point lead for Georgia State as he hits for the Eagles. Then it's Trent Wiedemann from 15 feet out. The Eagles down 25-19 at the half. The Sun Belt champion football team honored at halftime, maybe giving the basketball team some inspiration. Trent Wiedemann off the Jelani Hewitt pass. More from the Eagle block party on the other end, Mike Hughes. Then Hughes, the flip up and in traffic. Next up, Kyle Doyle finding the bank open late. But the Panthers roar ahead. This dunk by Jordan Session gave them a 9-point lead with 11 minutes left. That's when Curtis Diamond delivers with a huge three-pointer. Hewitt only 2 for 12, but this a big shot. The three-pointer cuts the lead to 4. Hewitt getting in, done on both ends here with the steal. Then another steal, and this time he finds Hughes for the corner 3. Georgia State back to take a 1-point lead on Ryan Herron's jumper. The Eagles respond. Hughes 3 more. Eagles up 46-44. 4 minutes left. More defensive pressure. Hewitt the block shot. And then Jake Osmiller breaks the noise meter on this one. And for the finishing touch, the big guy, Angel Matias. Eagles win 58-54. Up next for Georgia Southern, it's a rematch with University of Louisiana Monroe, who they beat on the road at Monroe earlier in the season. Well, for Mike Anthony, I'm Josh Aubrey. That'll wrap it up for this week's Eagles Nest. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.